Yes,
and
sir.
the injury, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. So people who have long-standing gallstones
Yes, sir.
should get cancer if there is a causation.
Yes.
Do you have any literature on that?
Sir, I'm not remembering.
Right.
Uh,
So see, there is a study, but it's basically from Western countries. So it is from,
yes, sir.
I believe, Minnesota, where they
Yes.
followed up over 2,500 patients over many years with long-standing gallstones.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a population-based study, and they found 4 gallbladder cancers.
Okay, sir.
So per patient year, it comes to something like 9 per 1,000 patient years or something.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's not
Nine
a
per thousand.
very,
Yes, sir.
yeah, very high incidence, but that is in a Western country,
Yes, sir.
right? So do we have any Indian studies of this nature?
No, sir. Not. I'm not aware of, sir.
Right. So
Yes.
there is certainly no Indian study of this nature. So where
Okay,
is
sir.
gallbladder cancer most well studied as far as causation to tumor goes? Which is the
Sir,
most prevalent area in the world?
so the most prevalent area is, sir, Chile. There
Chile.
are.
So there they have studies where
Yes, sir.
women above the age of 45 with gallstones have a 60% chance of getting gallbladder cancer.
Yes.
Right. So there is a combination of a factor of gallstone plus a genetic factor,
Yes.
which makes them predisposed to cancer, but this has not been seen or documented anywhere else in the world.
Yes.
Right. The second factor that will help you is, as someone has put up, the dysplasia carcinoma sequence. Yeah.
Yes.
So in patients with gallstones, how many do you see metaplasia, how many you see dysplasia, and how many do you see carcinoma in situ?
Sir, I don't know the exact percentage.
Right. So if you look at chronic cholecystitis, you'll find that 70 to 80% will have some sort of intestinal metaplasia, pyloric metaplasia. So metaplasia is very common.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, dysplasia varies from 5 to 15 or 20% in whichever series you are looking at. So
Yes.
that is less common. But demonstration of carcinoma in situ
Yes, sir.
is very, very rare and is obscure. So most series will not show you that. So unlike colon cancer, where you get adenoma, carcinoma in situ, so you get adenoma, dysplasia, mild, moderate, severe, cancer in situ, tumor. You can see every possible stage if you do enough colonoscopic polypectomy biopsies.
Yes,
In
sir.
gallbladder cancer, this has never been clearly demonstrated.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is still open to debate whether it is an association or a causation.
Causation.
Yep. So
Yes.
what do we know of the risk factors related to stone? So are all people with stone of equal risk, or are some people of more risk?
Sir, like I said, duration of the cholelithiasis, then the
No,
size has also been said.
Yeah.
That
So
if it is
duration has not been well
3
studied. So the size. So size more than
centimeter.
3
More than 3
centimeters.
centimeter.
Anything else?
Sir, multiple gallstones.
Not really. So single more than 3 would be a bigger risk factor than multiple small stones.
Yes.
Yep. What about superadded bacterial?
Yes, sir. Infection.
Yeah. Of what nature?
Sir, the most common bacteria to involve is E. coli, sir.
No. But is E. coli a carcinogen with the gallstone?
No, sir. Salmonella type.
So you
Salmonella
see,
type.
Aishwarya is reading a lot. I think we should make her work harder at Hinduja. It's
Yes.
getting a lot over it. So salmonella, along with the stone, is a
Yes.
very well described risk factor
Yes.
for malignancy within the
Yes.
gallbladder. Yeah. So quickly, just tell me all the other environmental related risk
Sir,
factors that you know.
environmental risk factors are metal, automotive, textile, rubber industries, which are associated
Okay.
with exposure to nitrosamines.
Right.
Then, sir, there are certain medications like methyl-dopa and isoniazid has also been shown to be.
Yeah, but that's a very obscure study. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, we
And
don't
then,
know.
sir, porcelain gallbladder, calcified
Okay, so that's
gallbladder,
yeah, so that's
25%
calcification.
chances.
No. Now that is also come under doubt.
Yes,
Yeah. So in the old days, you would only
Yes.
see the heavily calcified badly because you're detecting porcelain gallbladder on X-ray,
yes, sir.
and 25-30% of those were malignant.
Yes,
But today, when you're seeing calcification on CT, so a lot of
Yes.
adenomyosis gets calcification, a lot of chronic cholecystitis gets focal calcification. So they look more calcified than they really are.
yes,
So the risk is coming down to somewhere between 1 and 3%. So it's not as high as it used to be, but a completely calcified porcelain gallbladder definitely is a high risk.
yes, yes.
What about other environmental factors?
Environmental,
Dietary factors?
sir, high BMI is associated with increased
In
chances
India?
of.
Or foreign studies?
I'm not sure about the study, sir.
Right.
but,
So
it is-
basically, what you're quoting is Western literature.
okay.
And in India, unfortunately, that cannot be replicated because all the ones who come with CA gallbladder lose weight.
Yes, sir.
So you find that most of them are cachectic to start off with. So
Yes.
no one retains a high BMI.
Yes.
So if your controls who have gallstones are usually the fat and healthy ones, while the ones who are with CA gallbladder are the skinny ones. So
Yes.
in India, this is certainly doesn't, I mean, it's not easy to demonstrate. Yeah.
Yes.
So what you're quoting is Western studies. So high BMI, diabetes, hormonal influences, oral contraceptive pills. Yep.
Yes.
All that is a seen in Western literature. And here again, there's a question whether this is an overlap with the gallstone disease or this is an independent factor in itself. Yep. So in India, what about the Ganga belt? What is the theory about Gangetic water giving gallbladder cancers?
Sir, the
Brahmaputra River, Sutlej River.
sir, arsenic.
Yep. So heavy metals, arsenic, so all the industrial pollutants which go in.
Yes.
Yep. And see, it's such a lovely chat. All the factors have been put up. Mustard oil. Aishwarya is again reading well. So there is a large study from Dr. Dikshit at Tata where he's compared diet and people who eat and don't eat.
Yes,
And
sir.
mustard oil is supposed to cause. There is an adulterant in mustard oil. I've forgotten what it's called. I'm sure Aishwarya will have the answer to that. But there's an adulterant in mustard oil which is supposed to be carcinogenic. So it has been associated with mustard oil intake. So these are the standard risk factors. I have no idea what an agamony oil is, but I mean, you can educate your colleagues on that. So if you want to read a review on this,
Yes, sir.
right, there is Professor V.K. Kapoor from SGPJ has written an excellent article.
Yes.
And it's a very funny journal. It's called Chinese Clinical Oncology. So it's published in 2019. It's an
Yes.
excellent review article
Yes.
on all the epidemiology and genetics association with gallstones. So it's a very well researched, well thought out
Yes.
article. Yeah, is gallbladder cancer hereditary?
Sir, yes, it is associated with few hereditary
No.
syndrome.
So see, now the answer is yes or no.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yes is a very dangerous answer.
Uh,
So you do get clusters of gallbladder cancer. The question is it an environmental influence or genetic? So what is the genetic association in gallbladder cancer?
BRCA2 mutation has been seen to be associated with gallbladder cancer. Also, FAP has also been shown to be associated
Very rare, yes.
with rarely. Yes, sir. Then, yes, sir. Basically BRCA2 and FAP.
So what is the gene which has been isolated from India? See, you must know all the Indian studies.
Yes.
Right? So if you read your standard textbook, DeVita or whatever, will have all the Western studies on it.
Yes.
Right? But again, from Tata, there's a guy called Amit Dutt who's done a lot of work in gallbladder cancer, whole genome sequencing.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
So there is, it's called ABC 1 and 4, if I'm not mistaken, on chromosome 7. He's found this to be significantly related to patients with gallbladder cancer. And this is a gene which is responsible for phosphorylation of in bile, lipid phosphorylation. So they think that because there's a defect in this gene, the bile characteristic is altered, and you get gallbladder cancer. Yep. So you can check on this.
Yes.
I'll have to remember to read. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
that is one pathway. So you have the gallstones, you have the environmental, and that is one pathway of gallbladder carcinogenesis, right?
Yes. Sir.
Any other pathways which you know, which is more common in Japanese countries?
Sir,
or they don't eat mustard oil. They don't have so many gallstones.
Sir, abnormal pancreaticobiliary duct junction.
APBJ, yeah. So how does that cause tumors?
Sir, the theory is that there is reflux to the pancreatic juice into the biliary duct. Biliary tract.
Would there be any genetic modification in that which is more common as compared to other?
Sir.
Yeah, so the KRAS is much more seen.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, in the APBJs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, similar to pancreatic cancer where you see very high KRAS, you would see very high KRAS in this, as opposed to the gallstone associated and related ones which have more EGFR mutation and have a lower incidence of KRAS mutations.
Yes.
Right, and the third etiology which this gentleman is likely to have?
Sir, he is a tobacco chewer, but tobacco as such has not been.
Right. So again, Indian study. So VK Kapoor's own study.
Yes, sir.
Shows a risk ratio of 10 for tobacco. So Western studies have shown, and a Chinese study has shown no incidence, no association between gallbladder cancer and tobacco. But VK Kapoor's own study from SGPGIC, which is why Indian data is important for you to know, has shown a hugely significant association between, tobacco chewing, tobacco brushing. Because see, you consume tobacco in more forms than any Westerner can imagine.
Yes.
Right. So brushing teeth with tobacco is very common in that UP Bihar belt.
Yes.
So tobacco use he's found a relative risk of 10. It's a very, very strong correlation between tobacco use and gallbladder cancer in VK Kapoor's own study. Yeah. And as far as I know, Aishwarya Clonorchis and Opisthocus, I don't know about gallbladder cancer, but biliary cancer for sure. So I'm not sure it works for gallbladder cancer. So if you have literature on that, you can share it. Same for fluke investigation. These are flukes. So
previous gastric surgery, sir, he has underwent duodenal ulcer, perforated duodenal ulcer, but it is said that gastric bypass surgery is associated with chances of.
So again, that's a stone association.
Yes, it leads to reduced
gallstone and and whatever with the altered biliary. Situation.
Yes.
Okay. That was one more interesting thing on the CT scan. Can you figure out what surgery was done for the perforated duodenal ulcer?
Sir, gastric bypass was not done, sir.
So that you know that. So it's not a gastrectomy. So that much you are certain.
Yes, sir.
Which is pretty important. Why is it important that he's not had a gastrectomy? Why do you want to know that?
Sir, if a jejunostomy has been done, then if at all we are considering surgery, then reconstruction will be a
big deal. I'm sure you can do it.
Yes.
Non-surgical. Supposing he comes with obstructive jaundice, what are you going to do? He's got big nodes at the porta.
Sir, then stenting would be difficult.
Yeah, so ERCP will be very difficult. You'll have to keep that in mind. So otherwise, reflex, you send people for ERCP, they have partial gastrectomy and you'll end up in trouble. So that is an important thing. Yeah, practical thing. Anyway, let's carry on. So let's come back to this case. Okay, so now we got a biopsy. Biopsy from the node comes as adenocarcinoma.
Yes, it is.
You have a biopsy?
Yes,
so
sir, it is adeno.
So what did you biopsy actually in this case, by the way, since we are at
it? Sir, it was already done.
From where?
It was done outside, sir. From the USG guided biopsy was already... USG guided FNAC was already done from the gallbladder, sir.
From the gallbladder. Okay, so adenocarcinoma. Okay, so now what do you want to do? Palliate, write off?
Sir, considering the bulky nodal disease, I would consider palliative treatment in this patient, sir.
How old is he?
He's 59, sir.
Perfectly fit?
ECOG is 1, sir.
Yeah, perfectly fit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, are you happy to write him off?
No, sir.
Yeah. So, we would try and be aggressive if we can. So, would
Yes.
you want to find out whether there's any more dissemination other than that node you're seeing?
Sir, there is a role of PET CT scan in this case.
Okay. I think that is very reasonable.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, if you
Yes.
find out that he's got bone mets, peritoneal mets, lung
Yes.
mets, whatever it is,
Yes, sir.
then you can quit.
Yes, sir, then I can quit. Yes.
Yeah. So, what are the fallacies of PET scan and in cases of gallbladder cancer at any point? So, where do you run
Sir,
into trouble interpreting PET scans?
Yes, sir. The PET scan sometimes shows distant metastatic, single site distant metastatic disease, which may not be metastatic as such.
Where?
In the lung, it is a propensity.
Yeah, so small lung nodules, mediastinal
Yes.
nodes, plus minus. Fair enough.
Yes, sir. Yes.
But you don't expect mediastinal nodes anyway in a CA gallbladder. So,
Yes.
yeah, okay. So, if you have coexistent tuberculosis, as we discussed, and we have seen cases in the past, that is
Yes,
going
sir.
to light up on PET equally as to malignancy,
Yes, sir.
right? Where else are you going to run into trouble? Yeah. So if the patient has been stented, for any reason you're going to run into trouble.
Okay, sir.
And you run into trouble supposing the patient has had a cholecystectomy and it's an incidental cancer gallbladder which has been detected.
Yes,
Then for 8 to 12 weeks,
we cannot do.
you're going to run into trouble because even the diathermy healing of the gallbladder fossa, the diathermy on it, that inflammation.
Yes, sir.
And the inflammation, because in case there's spilled bile or whatever, the inflammation of that, whatever fluid is there in the subhepatic space on the peritoneum can give you a false impression of huge liver disease, liver fossa disease, peritoneal spread.
Yes.
And that inflammation takes 8 to 12 weeks to actually cover up. So, doing a PET scan within 8 weeks of surgery is a certain no-no. I mean, some would say even 12 weeks.
Yes.
Yep. So that would be the fallacies of a PET scan. But I think it's very reasonable to do PET in this patient. Now, supposing you find on PET that it is limited to the para-aortic and maybe this aortocable node is picking up, right?
Yes. Yes.
Would you consider, this Dr. Kundan Singh has put it up, NACT in this patient?
Sir, NACT is a big, it's a controversial topic in case of CA gallbladder. Recently, sir, there's a study from Tata Memorial Hospital in which they have given TMH criteria for NACT in cases of CA gallbladder.
So what are the criteria?
Sir, in the TMH criteria, they've considered T3, T4 disease.
Okay.
Yes, sir. There is also they've considered N plus disease.
Right.
But they haven't mentioned the site. They've majorly considered N1 disease in the hepatoduodenal ligament, more than 1 centimeter, round lymph nodes in the hepatoduodenal ligament.
So and how would you classify this N1 or N2?
Sir, recent AJCC 8th edition classifies N1 and N2 as 1 to 3 lymph nodes and 4 or more lymph nodes, regional lymph nodes. In
the Tata paper used what?
Sir, it was recently published in 2019. So,
but the data came from when?
Data is old, yes. Sir.
Yeah, so they are obviously using the AJCC 7th classification.
Yes, it was done by Dr. Vikram Chaudhary.
I'm aware of that, but see, you must understand that the data collection was 2000, I think 10 to 15.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere in that range, right? So it was definitely done on AJCC 7.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because you need to treat those and then operate and then a follow-up.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. So though it was published in 2019, written in 2018, with follow-up of patients operated in 2016. Before that, so the work started in 2010.
Okay.
Correct, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so this was AJCC 7, where you didn't have a number of nodes as the
criteria. Yes.
As the criteria. Yeah. So what essentially is the gist of that paper?
Sir, According to the paper, sir, NACT showed good response in patient of locally advanced gallbladder cancer. The patient who and it also increased the rates of curative resection, and the patient who underwent surgery after a favorable response had showed improved survival as
Right.
compared
So
to
their
patient who
basic
did not.
point was that CA gallbladder, once it goes beyond T3
Yes, sir.
or N1,
Yes.
so the moment you have node positive, is a disease of very poor prognosis, similar to CA at pancreas.
Yes, sir.
So using the same principle, if you can biologically select the ones who are worth operating on, yep,
Yes, sir.
then it would make sense to do that, to try and filter out the operable ones and therefore give a survival advantage to a certain group who have a better biology and not trouble.